Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the Heavenly King of the North, Vaishravana, the Yellow Jambala. Shimon, Tanchen Katso, Tutan City. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, directors of temples and chapters and centers, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening. How do you do?
I stayed. Hola amigo. Te quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ejiba. Kimochi. Jumi. Yapi. Bring bring. Konbanwa.
Today, we practice Yellow Jambala. Among the 4 heavenly kings, Yellow Jambala, his fame so he's more famous than the other 3 heavenly kings, Vaishravana, Dasarashtra, Virupaksa, and Virudaka, Devas. In Buddhism, are considered to be 4 great protectors. So these 4 heavens are at halfway up Mount Meru. It's considered foundational heavens. So there are heavens that are in the air, and these 4 heavens are on the ground. So the heavens of the 4 heavenly kings are very close to the human world, to the Saha world. In Hong Kong, they call it interconnected. in Taiwan, or because of the homophone of Chinese, they wanted, it's like a lunar calendar, a farmer calendar, but they changed the word. There is a day of patrol by the 4 heavenly kings in that farmer calendar. So the 4 heavenly kings or devas often patrol in the Sahawu, patrolling like the Wufu Qiansui, which means the 5 blessings, 1,000-year-old. So they patrol in the human world. So the 4 heavens of these 4 heavenly kings are very close to the human world. So in Tibetan Tantric Buddhism, Jambala is a very famous wealth deity. And he is yellow color. So yellow clothes represents blessings. Yellow represents blessings. Of course, in India, the wealth deity like Ganapati, the red Jambala, is considered Tibetan Tantric Buddhist wealth deity, very famous, especially in Southeast Asia, like in Indonesia. Many people worship and make offering to Ganapati. That's red Jambala. And there are many other wealth deities too, or fortune gods, like Manohara. Golden Mother is considered a wealth deity. And in Japanese Tantrayana, Mahakala is considered one of the 7 fortune gods. So Mahakala is also a wealth deity. So there are many of them. So you can, whomever you worship almost as a wealth deity. In Buddha school, Yellow Jambala is one of the 8 primary deities. You know, Buddha school disciples, many of them are poor. I say the majority, but there are also many who are well-to-do, but the majority are poor. Although they are poor, we have built numerous temples around the world. Like those who came from the Lion City Lechang Temple, which I've never been to. And Lian Si Lian Zu often visited the Lion City Lechang Temple of Singapore. I heard that the Lion City Lechang Temple is very luxurious and grandiose. Is that right? Yes. I should go and take a look. I have seen it in my soul travel or transcendent travel. Very grandiose. And we have several Lizang temples that are wonderful, like the Tai Lizang Temple, which is in the Tibetan Tantric style in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. It's newly built. The external appearance is very, very good, very remarkable. And the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas inside it also magnificent. And in Indonesia, there are also many Lizang temples that are grand, big. I remember I went to the one in Surabaya, the Quangming Lizang Temple, in Malang, the Vajrabhumi Kartanegara in Malang, and Jakarta, the Indonesia Lizang Temple. They're all big. Our Lizang temples are all quite good. And the Taiwan Lizang Temple in Taiwan is also huge. All the mountains around the Taiwan Lizang Temple now belong to the temple. All the surrounding mountains. It's huge. So they started to purchase all the surrounding mountains one by one. And there are many Lizang temples around the world. They are huge. We hope, of course, that Jambala bestow upon all of us more wealth, so that we can use it for charity, for giving. And the Dharma transmission that's upcoming would be on Arya Avalokiteswara, a Dharma practice to be the richest person in the world. Receiving this empowerment in your next life, you will become Bill Gates. You will become Musk, Elon Musk. And if you're in Hong Kong, you would become Li Kai-sheng. You would be the richest person wherever you are. And on the second day, we will have Mahotara Heruka Homa fire offering ceremony. Because health is wealth. If you can always be healthy, that's the same as having wealth. Because without a healthy body, the wealth, it has no use. Therefore, you need to have a healthy body. And also the richest wealth that you can use. So the Arya Avalokiteswara Dharma practice to be the richest person only exists in Buddha school. You cannot find it in any other schools. There isn't such a Dharma practice to be the richest person in the world. Have you heard of it before in, say, Tibetan Tantrayana.
就是 number one 啊 ，rich man，number one 的 rich man，and rich woman。number one rich man 跟 rich
woman。Number one rich man and rich woman.
啊，都是第一财富的。
They're the richest ones.
这个不来参加。
If you don't come and attend, it would be such a pity.
上回他们跟我讲这个。
If I didn't talk about it, the other time they told me, Grandmaster,
你只讲了一个这个五谷。
You just talk about the 5 grains. Have we made the announcement? Not yet.
我已经写给那个西雅图雷藏寺的住持。
I have written it to the abbot of Seattle Lechang Temple, the mantra, the mudra.
今天讲这个手印呢，这个手印。
So I will talk about the mudra. The mudra is like this.
双掌。
Both palms inward, clamps inward.
这个拇指翘起来。
Except the one thumb sticking up, which is number 1.
而且所有的钱全部包在你的手掌里。
And all the money is within your palms.
世界上的钱全部包在你的
The money of the whole world is inside your palms.
大拇指。
And then you stick out your right thumb. Number 1.
Number 1 的手印。
This is the number 1 mudra.
这个就是圣观音的手印。
And this is the mudra of Arya Avalokitesvara.
圣观音的手印也就是这个样子。
This is what the mudra is for Arya Avalokitesvara.
不相信你查一下。
If you don't believe it, you can check.
圣观音的手印就是这样。
Of Arya Avalokitesvara mudra. This is it. And coincidentally, it is number 1. And only True Buddha School will teach this Dharma practice to be the richest person in the world.
这个，所以那个圣观音一出现。
So when Arya Avalokitesvara appears, then the 4 heavenly kings will of course support him. And the 4 heavenly kings are also all wealth deities, all 4 of them. And they would come and support this Dharma together. That would be best.
讲一个笑话吧。
Let me share a joke.
女人是世界上最麻烦的动物。
Women are the most troublesome animals in the world, and man is the animals who love troubles the most.
这个女人好麻烦，我们都知道的。
We all know that women are troublesome.
这个香港人讲。
The Hong Kongese would say,
女人好麻烦。
Women are troublesome.
男人是最爱找麻烦的。
But men are troublemakers. They love make troubles. So they are all about the same. 讲酒 Talking about alcohol,
wine 或者是
wine or liquor, the stronger.
酒是个好东西。
Wine is a good stuff. When Li Bai, the poet, drank, he would write poems which are very famous. And Wu Song, after drinking wine, could beat tiger, the tiger. We talk about tigers, right? And we call women tigress. Often tell this joke. Dharma brother Dexter is a tiger outside the house. But when he gets home, he's a tiger. But change name into a lizard, because in Chinese, they're both like a wall tiger. The wife was stepping on a scale to check her weight and discovered that the husband was snickering. And the wife asked, "So you think I'm too heavy?" And the husband stopped snickering and said it seriously. "Well, according to your weight, you should be 180 centimeters. So you're not fat, you're just too short." Someone told me, "Grandmaster, don't pick on Dharma brother Dexter." Someone told me this. Because you're about the same. Before I got married, I was a tiger. After marriage, I became a cat. Now we'll get to the main subject. A question from Malaysia. Lian Hua Yi Jin. Homage to Grandmaster and greeting. Grandmaster, Indian festival of Navratri, celebrating the goddess Durga and Marici Bodhisattva and the 9th Emperor God of Southeast Asia, relationships. So he's asking the relationship between the goddess Durga, Marici Bodhisattva, and 9th Emperor God. Do they have any connection? Because they're all related to the number 9 and celebrated from the 1st to the 9th day of the 9th lunar month. Thank you, Grandmaster. See, because I don't know about this 9th Emperor God of Southeast Asia. Nobody ever brought me to pay homage to this 9th Emperor God. Do you know him? Yeah, from Singapore.
东南亚来的。九王爷知道吗？
Do you know?
印度尼西亚知道吗？
From Indonesia, do you know?
马来西亚知道啊。
And from Malaysia, you also know?
男的还是女的？
Is it a man or a woman?
王爷当然是男的啦。
Well, God or Prince God, that's of course is man.
他问的，马来西亚问的。
So, question from Malaysia.
南境女神，我知道这个。
The goddess Durga in the Indian festival.
我们这里有一个印度的这个汤卡。
We have a Hindu tanka here.
有天鹅的。
The one with the swan, the celestial swan, that's Brahma. To the right,
骑着白牛的。
the one riding on a white ox is Shiva.
这个骑着
And the one mounting on Garuda is Vishnu.
是韦斯奴。这个骑着老虎的。
And the one riding on a tiger is Durga.
那边那一尊是萨拉萨蒂。
And that one
是萨拉萨蒂。
on the left is Saraswati.
然后底下是马哈。
And below is Mahasuri.
马哈斯蒂。然后还有 Ganesh。
And Ganesh and Hanuman.
那是印度一个印度人画的。
So this was painted by an Indian.
那骑着狮子的。
And the one riding on a lion is Durga.
就是南境母。南境母，朵嘎。
Durga.
就是朵嘎。我告诉大家啊。
So let me tell you all.
还有卡利。
And there should be Kali too. Yes. Kali is.
还有卡利。
Maybe it's being blocked.
我是知道朵嘎，我是知道朵嘎。
So I know Durga.
朵嘎就是雪山女神。
Is the snowy mountain goddess in India. She's considered the goddess from the snowy mountain. The snow mountain has many goddesses or gods, like the 5 longevity goddesses, also from the snow mountain. When I once painted them. The 5 longevity goddesses of the snow mountain. So the Indian festival of the goddess Durga, it's So 9 nights and the 10th day is this celebrated for 9 nights. Is to relight the holy Dharma flow.
内在生命的深意，就是印度人本身内在的心灵的深度。探寻印度人。
So this is to reignite the inner spiritual power.
这跟哪一尊像哪一尊是不一样的。我刚刚也问了瑶池金母。
I also asked Golden Mother just now. The goddess of Durga has tiger as her pet or mount, and Marichi's pet is pig. Because there are many pigs or boars carrying the golden chariot of Marichi, or the golden pigs that's carrying Marichi's cart or chariot. So the mount or pet of Marichi and Durga are different. See, all the Hindu gods have their own pets or mounts. Like for Brahma, it's a celestial swan. For Shiva, it's a white ox. And Vishnu is Garuda, the golden winged mythical bird. So each of the god has their own pet or mount. So for Durga, it's a lion, not a pig. Therefore, she's different from Marichi Bodhisattva. And for the 9th prince god, does he have a pet? What is his pet? It turned out it's 9 emperor gods. There are 9 of them. The ancient emperor, the Milky Way, and it's 9 gods, 9 emperors. So 9 emperors. So 9 of them, not just one then. And the snowy mountain goddess, there are 2 of them. One is Kali, sounds like Sumo, but that's not. And one of them is the wife of Shiva, which is Durga, which are different from Marichi, and also differ from the origin of the 9 emperors gods. They are on the internet, so they're all different. Although they are celebrated for 9 nights, and the 10th day, it is coincidentally 9, but they're different. So 9 is not ninth, but 9 emperors gods, 9 kings actually. And the ninth lunar month, that's about time, so it's all different. At my small altar at the tantric quarters, I also have Kali goddess, a very ferocious one. If you go to Nepal, there is a river that worship Kali goddess. To pray to her, you have to spray animal blood. If you have been there, please raise your hand. Someone's been there. That's Kali goddess. Very, very ferocious. And the same with Durga. Very fierce. But they are very beautiful. But very ferocious. Because the more beautiful you are, the more ferocious you are. So do I have Durga? Yeah. In my little altar, which is in the spiritual consultation room, I have Durga, I have Saraswati, Kali, are all there. When you come and you want to see them, I can show you. For just a small number.
Yeah.
So that was the question.
I
went to a party and saw a woman singing really badly. So I talked to the man sitting next to me. Who is that? Such a bad song. And he said, that's my wife. So he felt embarrassed and said, oh, sorry, I didn't say that she is singing it badly, but maybe it's the song. And then that man said, oh, I am the composer. I wrote the lyric. So he offended them all. On a weekend night, the husband secretly told the husband, is Xiaoming asleep? Once he's asleep, I'll take you to eat out, to eat yakitori. That's Japanese. It was just barbecued chicken. Yeah, barbecued chicken. And the wife replied softly, not sleep yet, let's wait. And an hour later, the husband asked again, is Xiaoming asleep now? And the wife said, not yet. And then half an hour later, the husband asked again, honey, is Xiaoming asleep? And then Xiaoming said softly, Dad, Mom is asleep. Why don't you take me to eat the yakitori? Now, let's talk about Vimalakirti Sutra. Up till now, the main actor, Vimalakirti, has not not come out yet. Sakyamuni Buddha told Sariputra, do you see this Buddha verse to be magnificent and pure now? Because Sakyamuni Buddha used his toes to use the transcendent or divine feet to touch the ground. And the whole Saha world was covered by gold. And all the trees become jade. And on the trees hung the celestial garments. And like the Indra pole net, appearing in the sky, and everything is made of the 7 precious jewels and gold palaces, and they are all bodhisattvas coming and going. So is this world pure? When Sariputra saw that, he replied, yes, Sakyamuni Buddha. I could not see it before. I could not hear it. All the celestial music. Because in the magnificent Buddha verse, there's marvelous celestial music. If you have heard it, please raise your hand. Please stand up and show to everyone. Thank you. Please be seated. So some people have heard the celestial music. I have too. And Simu hears it, the sutra chanting every day. She hears the heavenly beings chanting the sutras for her. And many people cannot hear it. The heavenly beings chant the sutras for Simu every day, and she can hear it, but not the people around her. And I told her, you should chant together when you hear it. So at first, he could not see, he could not hear, but today, the magnificence and purity of the Buddha verse appeared. And the Buddha told Sariputra, Sakyamuni Buddha's Buddha verse is always pure like this. However, to deliver people with lesser capacity in order to transform and deliver sentient beings of the 5 contaminated, of the world with 5 contaminants, the Buddha manifested in pure Saha world. The Saha world is really dirty. Like this 40th Street. That's what I take. And they are making a pedestrian, pedestrian path, I guess. It's just 2 of them. And then they place some fences. Have you driven there? For how long? Just for 2 pedestrian walkways, and they've been blocking that for a year, and I only see them work once a week. So when will they take off that blockage? Maybe 4 to 5 years. It's just that what do you call it? A pedestrian path, and it takes them 4 or 5 years. And look at that Lake Sammamish Parkway, and they block it for over 3 years. Just that little road, so dirty. And my Rolls Royce had to drive on that dirty road because I had no choice. So the car gets bad really fast, and who would take care of it? Can we ask the government? See? Such a good car to be driven on such a bad road. Such is the human world. The productivity in America is really bad. It's really bad. I heard that someone had some problem with the hot water tank, Lucy's, and it takes a few months before she could fix it. That's easy. My gate at the house was broken, and it's been a year before they can fix it. And finally we got it fixed. You know how? Simu told them, if you fix it today, I will give you a bottle of XO. He drove out, and after 10 minutes, he came back. Are you serious? What you just said? And Simu told him, yes, I will give you, if you fix it today, I will give you a bottle of XO. And he got off his car, took some tools, and fixed it in 10 minutes. And Simu gave him a bottle of XO. And he was very happy and left. But if you didn't give him any XO, it would take another 6 months. I heard that the ambassador's house is also being fixed. How long did it take? You renovated the house or built something? 3 years. Oh. 3 years just to fix a house or 1 room. 3 years. Let's buy a new one. You have lots of money. You see, I just give you these examples. Look at the Saha world. It's really a bad place. It's not a good living environment. So, for Sakyamuni Buddha to deliver people with lesser capacity, he manifested impure and evil world. And back then, it was worse. No asphalt, just dusty road and Ganges River with 500 traders passing by, and the water is all dirty. In India, the white ox of Shiva, any cows can roam around freely, people and cows together. When I visited India, the cars are avoiding the oxen and cows, and the cow dungs are all over the roads. And we were on the bus, and we looked down, and a man was lying on the wooden cart and covered by a piece of cloth, and with the circle of flower bouquet. And I asked, "What's this?" That was a corpse, just being pushed on the roads to the cemetery, and wasn't even buried, just being placed in the cemetery, being left in the cemetery like that. The rich people in India are extremely rich, but the poor ones, you know, we went to the villages and they don't wear any clothes at all, not even pants. The kids have no pants and running around. Not like the joke. I mean, that's another joke. We went to Dharamsala, and there was like a bamboo pole on the road, and stop our cars, and we encountered 9 of them. And then the policeman would check the car, the passports, and after they check the car and everything and it's fine, they would say that the license plate is not clear. And then we got down and took a look, and no, it's fine, it's clear. They wanted money. So at every blockage, they wanted money. That's so embarrassing to Sakyamuni Buddha. And Sakyamuni Buddha said, that means that the Saha world is impure and evil to match, or as a display of the minds of sentient beings, and most of them are not good. And Sakyamuni Buddha continued, just like the offering of precious items and food appears differently to beings with different merits and blessings, so in heavens, in the higher level heavens, the color of the rice is very good, but in the lower level heavens, they don't look that good. And later it would talk about the Shangji Buddha verse. The fragrant accumulated Buddha verse, the the rice there is very fragrant and delicious. So food differs in different heavens. So Sakyamuni Buddha told Sariputra, if a human's mind is pure, then they will see this Buddha verse to be magnificent and meritorious. So if a person's mind is pure, then they will be able to see that in the Saha world, there is also a pure land. If a person's mind is completely pure, then they will see the pure Buddha verse. Let me tell you, don't think that is false. Our Dragon King pavilion of the Seattle Lechang Temple, the big rock was taken from the ground of the Seattle Temple. Underneath this ground here, Master Lian Si and Lian Zhu knew. When we developed this temple, when we leveled the ground to build this temple, we found that huge rock. And then we placed it as the Dragon King rock in that Dragon King hall. And inside it, there's a Dragon King palace. You didn't know, right? It just seems to be a rock. How can there be a dragon palace? You cannot see it because your mind is impure. But if your mind is pure and you take a look, that rock is a dragon palace. And the dragon palace is extremely beautiful, just like the golden palaces. And there are many dragons living there, dragon gods. So don't undermine that rock. The Californian four great ladies paid homage to them. I told them to pray to the Dragon King, and the Dragon King will follow you back to California, and there would be rain in California. But now there's flood there in California. So not just rain, but also flood. So the Dragon King, and followed by the dragon children and grandchildren, followed them to California and rain there, and until there's flood. So the Mazo Dragon King is very responsive. So when you have a drought somewhere, they would come and pray. And when they saw the four great ladies, they agreed. Every time they prayed, they received responses. That's the Dragon King Palace or Pavilion. When a person's mind is pure, they will see the Saha to be magnificent and meritorious. When the Buddha manifested the magnificent and pure Buddha verse, the accumulated treasure bodhisattva and the 500 elders attained the unborn endurance. They all attain the unborn endurance. What is the unborn endurance? It means that they know that the Saha world is an illusory realm, just an illusory realm. And they immediately eradicated all afflictions. Because it is illusory, there is nothing to gain. And they are unmoved by the 8 winds. So that's the immovable ground, the 8th Bodhisattva ground. Their heart mind is unmoved, and they have nothing to ask, and the afflictions are eradicated, because they know that the Saha world is just an illusion. Why? Because your body is not yours. The body is illusory. And your house is not yours. The house will get old and deteriorate. And your cars also not yours. They will break down. Nothing belongs to you. And they are non-existent. Not the one thing belongs to you. And people say a few words and you're upset and afflicted. No need. There is no need. Just in one ear and out the other. And it'll pass very fast. No such thing. That's called unmoved by the 8 winds. Nothing can affect your heart mind. So that's how I explain the unborn endurance. But actually there's a more profound meaning to it. So the 500 elders and the accumulated treasure Bodhisattva, upon seeing this phenomena, know that the Saha world is illusory. And the 84,000 people generated the mind of Anuttarak Samyak Sambodhi. They generated bodhicitta. 84,000 people means many people. They all generated bodhicitta, the mind for enlightenment, the mind to strive for enlightenment. Then the Buddha retracted his divine foot, and the world reverted to its original look. The Saha world, still the Saha world. At first, it appeared as the Pure Land and magnificent, and all disappeared. And at that time, the 32,000 heavenly and human solitary hearers understood that everything conditioned is impermanent. What is conditioned dharma? Is what you do with intent. That's called conditioned dharma. So all the conditioned dharma is impermanent. Human life is impermanent, the houses are impermanent, the cars are impermanent. You don't know when they will break down. You drive it and all of a sudden it stops. That's impermanence. When the car breaks down, you can stop by the side of the road, but if a plane breaks down, that would be bad. But even the planes are impermanent. Actually, even the Buddha land, the countries are also impermanent. The countries are impermanent. Look at the war between Russia and Ukraine. The countries are impermanent. Used to be your country, and then it's gone. So even countries are impermanent. And you think the house is there, with one bomb it's gone. And you think your body is fine, and with one accident you're gone. Everything is impermanent. So after seeing all this, they renounce the dusty world and attain the pure Dharma eyes. Immediately, they have the Dharma eyes. What are Dharma eyes? They refer to a kind of wisdom, the wisdom of discernment. The 8,000 bhikkhus became unaffected by anything and gained complete understanding. So complete outflow. So if you have leakage, that means you have affliction. And if you leak all of your afflictions, that means you have a complete leakage. So they completely eradicated all afflictions. Because they know that the bodies are illusories, the houses, the cars are all illusories, and the gold, silver, precious jewels are all illusory. All the humans and events are all illusory. Your wives, children, they're all illusory. And your career, your work today, and all of a sudden tomorrow you receive a notice, you go your way. And just go wherever you have to go because you're fired. All impermanence. Is there anything that's not impermanent in this world? You think the pastor said, "Do you love this bride?" Yes. And he asked the bride, "Do you love this groom?" Yes. Okay, now you're pronounced married. Love for how long? Anyone can guarantee? That's impermanence. Right? Yes. So since you know everything is impermanent, what are you afflicted about? It's just a matter of sooner or later. That's why the Heart Sutra stated very clearly. Because it is unattainable, thus Bodhisattva. Because there is nothing that you can get in the Saha world. Even the body is impermanent. You get up in the morning, and all of a sudden you cannot get out of bed. The impermanence is here. All of a sudden you get a stroke, or you have a diarrhea. That's impermanence. Recently, I've been having diarrhea a lot. That's also impermanence. I've taken everything. Apple water, and Baojiwan is like a Chinese herb. Finished that. Imodium, the American medicine, and it cured it. But if I stopped taking the medicine, it came back. That's impermanence because it never happened to me before. Because the doctor changed my medicine. So that's impermanence. So why did he change? He had his reasons, but he changed my medicine. And ever since, my body is going through changes, impermanence. So I asked him, "Oh, please change my medicine back." But the doctor kept changing it until I'm cured, and I've changed 3 times and I'm still not cured. That's impermanence too. So I'm very happy because impermanence is what it's supposed to be. You think you're always strong and healthy. One morning you got up and then you have coarse voice or throat. That's impermanence too. It's how it's supposed to be. Why am I so afflicted by this? Let it be. So I finished chapter 1. Because of impermanence, the 8,000 bhikkhus understood impermanence, and all the afflictions are leaked out completely. Let me tell you, no need to be afflicted because we are all in the same boat. Om Mani Padme Hum.